Hey there, this is Dwayne with Dwayne's Roses. Welcome along as we take a tour of our rose garden. This is part 2 of our tour. We'll actually start at one of the entrances into the garden near Wasagaming, which is just beginning to completely fade out of bloom. You can just see a few blooms left, and you can see the hips that are starting to form on it. Going past a seedling, we come into an area. This is a Shropshire lad. It died all the way back to the ground and is growing back finally, but just beginning to start to develop buds now. So a little late in the party this year, but that's the way it is sometimes. Past it is Cape Diamond. You can see the contrast in how full the bush is and how full of bloom it is, being cold hardy. Just past that, Gertrude Jekyll, although dying back, comes back quite a bit further. And wow, do we love the fragrance. If you know her, you know what I mean. Alright, as you pass Gertrude Jekyll, you get to the corner here and pass some of the perennials that are here with them. Down at the bottom, just shedding some of its first blooms and about to burst into many more, is Lovely Lady, which we've been so impressed with. More than 20 buds on it this spring already as a small shrub. Behind the perennials, a seedling from Wasagaming that bloomed this year, finally after 5 years. Behind it, not blooming yet, just recovering and now setting buds, is Claire Austin. You can see one's fatter and about to bloom. Behind that, having recovered well already, is Princess Alexandra of Kent. Holly loves this. It's one of her favorite roses, and it definitely performs well here. Although it does die all the way down, it recovers well, combines well with the perennials. Absolutely loving it. Climbing up, oh, I should show. In front of the roses lining the walk are perennials. Obviously, Lady's Mantle, some salvia, but here you can see Common Thyme in full bloom. Works really well right at the edge of the walkway. Then we come down here to one of our favorite areas in front of the seating area behind the Lady's Mantle and Clematis. There we have the Generous Gardener, which unfortunately will not make a climber here. More like a small, medium-sized shrub when it does well. It has a few blooms on it. Hopefully the next round you can see these canes growing up will be better. In front of that is Munstead Wood, which we both absolutely love this rose. At its best, it is spectacular, both color, form, and especially the fragrance. But it has managed to recover. I have to give it protection. It dies all the way down, but surprisingly with this noof, mulch and snow both, it manages to survive and come back, which is great. Blooming behind the perennials, I already showed you. This is Morden Blush from Canada. In behind it, back here, is the Wedgwood Rose, another favorite, one of Holly's absolute favorites, but certainly a great performer. In the garden. Just starting to grow up and fill in buds now to recover, so it'll be a couple weeks yet. can see the seating area is just starting to fill out with roses. Have quite a ways to go still. Looking forward to maybe about 2 or 3 years from now. Hopefully we'll have things where we want them to be. You can see about getting ready to put pollen on things. This one is actually a seedling that bloomed last year that is wonderful. Holly really loved it, so I put it here, figuring from its parentage it'll either be a large shrub or a climber. It's outside of here, so we'll see how it goes. All right, turning back to the outside fence past Gertrude Jekyll is Olivia Rose Austin. Looking on past Olivia Rose on that side, you look back into the corner to some of the roses there, and we'll look at those in the next part of our series. For now, let's turn back the direction we had come from to look down towards Lovely Lady, but start with this seedling right here. I had debated naming this rose Love's Glow, still considering it. It has to be tested for rooting first, but it is in the process of testing, but it is beautiful and fragrant. Okay, dropping from Love's Glow, we come back down to Lovely Lady. Definitely one we find lovely in our viewpoint. Next over is Sweet Love, one that has been very impressive and will hopefully be available on the market in the next year or two. Directly next to Sweet Love is its half-sibling, one of our favorite roses that we've ever grown and definitely our favorite so far that I have bred. This is Love's Light. Inserted in between Love's Light and another sibling is Young Lycidas. We absolutely love the color of this rose, which is darker than the pictures show here at this point, but we also love the old rose fragrance. It is definitely a wonderful rose in our garden. At the end of this row is Romantic Love, a very delicate beauty. Definitely enjoying this rose so far. It should be coming to market very soon. And here at the end, I'll add just a few pictures for a brief glimpse into the roses we'll be looking at in the next part of this series. I hope you've enjoyed this and that you'll come back. Well, I hope you enjoyed this part of the tour. I do want to thank you for your time in joining me. Go ahead and subscribe and hit notifications to catch the next part coming soon.